What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the film room. Today, we're going to be getting into and taking a look at how our defense was able to adjust after pretty much allowing this Eagles offense to score at will in the beginning of this game to after that Deshaun Jackson long touchdown that put the Eagles up 14-3, only giving up 3 points the rest of this game. I'm going to be honest, I was worried about this game coming into it. The Ravens dominated us on the read option, getting yards at will, and I thought the Eagles were going to do the same. Plays like this were kind of giving me deja vu watching Lamar Jackson scramble and pick up yards at ease, and Jalen Hurts, as you can see here, was pretty much doing the same thing to us early on. It didn't look like we had a designated spy on him. You'll see us just rush 4 here, and we're going to drop off into a zone. Jalen's going to go back way deep. Sean Lee's going to go over there in the flat, and there just leaves this big alley up here. And then when the Eagles went to the read option on this opening drive, it didn't seem like we had an answer for that either. Undisciplined, you'll see D-Law funnel down into here after the running back, and then Jalen just end up on his butt. And another nice chunk play for the Eagles offense. A few plays later, they end up scoring and make this one 7-0 on the opening drive. So as you could see from that opening drive, the Eagles pretty much ran the ball at will and all the way down into the end zone to take an early lead. So how did we adjust to try and defend this? And the truth is, we really didn't. We stayed in our 4-3 nickel package the majority of this game, with the exception of some third and longs or when we were in prevent defense. But even after the Eagles were up 14-3, they still ran the ball pretty effectively on us. 7-yard carry Miles Sanders. 7-yard carry Miles Sanders, 20-yard carry Jalen Hurts, 8-yard carry Jalen Hurts, 6-yard carry Miles Sanders, and that was the rest of the first half. But what happened, because our offense was able to score touchdowns pretty much throughout the rest of the first half after being down 14-3, scored one to pretty much close out the half, and then scored one to open the half, the Eagles were in a bit of a hole, a 10-point hole, to start the second half offensively, and they for some reason just kind of abandoned the run. In the second half, Miles Sanders only carried the ball 4 times, and his longest carry of 18 yards got called back for a holding. The Eagles were also turning the ball over, fumbled by Jalen Hurts on one of his runs, and a couple interceptions in our territory. So give credit to our offense for scoring points, because it made the Eagles think they had to pass the ball a lot more instead of sticking to what was working for them and running the ball. And give some credit to our defense on forcing some turnovers when we got the opportunity to. And I guess shout out to Doug Peterson for not just running the ball down our throats like I think they should have. And I likely think it would have worked for them if they did that, but for whatever reason, in the second half, they just kind of completely abandoned their bread and butter, and it worked to our benefit, and I'm going to show you guys why right here. So the Eagles, in their passing game, they like to give their quarterback Jalen Hurts an option at each level. And what I mean by that is they will very typically, in their routes concepts, send out an underneath route, an intermediate route, and then a deep route to allow their quarterback to choose based on what coverage we're in or what the pressure is looking like on the play. And we countered this perfectly. We ran zone, whether it be cover 2 or cover 3, pretty much 90 to 95% of the time in this game, with the exception of a handful of man plays where the situation called for it. Wanted to show you guys this play here because this was really the only time that the Eagles were actually able to counter our zone, and it wasn't necessarily on their part. They pretty much did the same thing that they were doing a lot of the game. Had Sanders come out here into the flat on the underneath route, Ertz go off on a dig on the intermediate route, and then Deshaun Jackson run a deep post on their deep route. And had it not been for a mistake by Trayvon Diggs, as I'm going to show you guys here, our cover 3 would have 100% shut this down. So I want you to watch Diggs down here. He's going to follow this dig route a little bit too long. And Chidobe Awuzie up here, who's giving outside leverage to Deshaun Jackson because he's expecting over-the-top help back on the inside, considering we are in cover 3. Pretty much just gives Jackson the opening. And as he should have, you'll see Diggs follow this dig route in here, ironically enough. and he should have just passed that off to Donovan Wilson as soon as he saw Ertz cut in. Instead, he ran with it a little bit, and that's going to spell toast for our secondary. I'll let you guys watch it one more time in slow-mo. You'll see Diggs run, and then realize, oh, no, I need to get back to my deep third. Chidobe is like, what the hell, man? And, yeah, you know, Deshaun Jackson, even in his old age, still has that jet speed that he can show off. And, yeah, I thought we may have been in for a long day after seeing this. Anytime Deshaun Jackson has a long touchdown like that, it's usually been a long night for us, even back to the Mike Vick days. So, but our defense, cover 3, cover 2, Hurts didn't know what to do for the majority of the game, and it pretty much shut down this Eagles offense. Our safeties were able to take away those deep routes. Our linebackers and nickel corners did a great job with the underneath to intermediate stuff, passing that off. We did an excellent job of that throughout the game. And when the Eagles got a little bit comfortable throwing stuff off into the flat against our cover 3, we transitioned into a cover 2 and were able to shut that down as well. Lastly, wanted to show you guys this in particular. It's when we went into our 3-3-5 nickel. And I thought this was a great design and scheme by Mike Nolan to try and counter the Eagles on third and intermediate, third and long plays, and it worked for the majority. So what we would do on these plays is we would bring in our special teams ace, CJ Goodwin, here as, I guess, a third linebacker, and his responsibility was solely Jalen Hurts. We would rush 3 and then just drop the rest of our guys back off into zone, and you'll see how effectively it works here on a third and long, 3rd and 14 situation to be exact. You'll just see him come down, just kind of floating around, watching Hurts, and he's going to scramble outright with him and then make a play to force Hurts to throw the ball away, and we get a crucial stop. Don't even let them get the yards to get into field goal range, and that's in part because, or that's all because of this scheme and design and CJ Goodwin's ability to stay with Jalen Hurts and force him to throw the ball away. We actually ran this personnel out there on not just one, but both of our interceptions on Jalen Hurts in this game. So great job by Mike Nolan adjusting in these key third down situations, not allowing Jalen Hurts to be making plays outside of the pocket and forcing him into errant throws. CJ Goodwin, also a guy that doesn't come out on defense a lot, coming in and executing his job perfectly. But yeah, another shout out to Mike Nolan. I think this is one of his best games as a coordinator, sticking in zone for pretty much 90% of the game, trusting our guys to pass off these short, intermediate, and deep routes effectively. We did a great job in doing so and not putting them in bad positions by sticking them in man on these speedy receivers. So yeah, I do think this was the best coordinated game by Mike Nolan. And hopefully we can keep up with that in the following weeks and if we make it into the playoffs. And also, thank you, Doug Peterson, for getting away from the run, because I still think with our interior defensive line and how poor our linebackers have been at stopping the run, it would have been a problem for us in this game. So, yeah, just fortunate he abandoned it, but also credit where credit is due to Mike Nolan in sticking with our cover 3, cover 2 zone, adjusting personnel on those third down situations, and trusting our guys to do their jobs in their zone coverages. So that's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate you all for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, definitely make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, like and comment on the video. Let me guys know what you think our biggest weakness is on this defense and what we need to improve the most this offseason to patch up that area. Once again, appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video.